and Widdecombe was killed in a targeted attack, UK police say. The right-wing former minister, 78, was found dead in her home in Hayter, Devon, with serious injuries sustained on Thursday. Police said a 28-year-old man from Rotherham in northern England was arrested on suspicion of murder on Saturday, and on Monday they held him on suspicion of commission, preparation, or instigation of acts of terrorism. Assistant Commissioner Lawrence Taylor, head of British counter-terrorism policing, told reporters on Tuesday that the attack was deliberately aimed at Widdecombe. He said that officers were working to understand the planning and motivation behind the incident, and that the suspect could be detained up to 7 days before being released or charged. Widdecombe served as a minister in John Major. Her political career later linked her to reform headers. The populist right-wing party, headed by Nigel Farage, has been prominent in post-Brexit politics. The Devon and Cornwall police force initially said they had no indication that the incident was politically motivated. This stance was challenged when it became known that the suspect had travelled over 270 miles to Widdecombe's residence. Alison Hernandez, the police commissioner for Devon and Cornwall, acknowledged criticism but defended the force's actions, noting that investigations often evolve as new information emerges. Taylor said extensive searches had taken place at the suspect's Rotherham address and that digital forensic examinations were underway. However, he clarified that the crime had not yet been declared a terrorist incident. One line of investigation concerns whether other Reform Party politicians were also targeted. Widdecombe's death has heightened concerns about the safety of British politicians. In recent years, two lawmakers have been murdered, Jo Cox and, as the article notes, the political climate has become hostile with many politicians facing online abuse and threats. The United Kingdom's political landscape has been fraught with tension. Farage, a known pro-Brexit campaigner, has been a polarizing figure, and the Reform Party's rise has intensified debates about right-wing ideology. Widdecombe's profile as a former Conservative minister and a later Reform member placed her in a potentially vulnerable position. Narration. This episode underlines the grim reality that political figures are not immune to targeted violence. The investigation remains complex, with authorities saying they are still probing the suspect's motives and any possible connections to political groups. The question of whether this incident was purely personal or politically charged remains unresolved. In such a climate, the reassurance of law enforcement is crucial. The counter-terrorism team's emphasis on understanding motives shows a commitment to transparency and thoroughness. The police's approach to addressing potential terrorism is measured, with the suspect's status still open as investigations continue. The death of Anne Widdecombe reminds us that the threat of violence against in the political sphere is ever present. It also demonstrates how quickly investigations can shift when new evidence surfaces. While the suspect has not yet been charged with terrorism, further findings might change the legal and public narrative. In my next episode, we will explore how the British government is reforming laws to protect politicians and what measures they are taking to reduce political violence. Thank you for listening to this update. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll talk to you again soon.